Now, layering in fashion is one of the most effective ways to tastefully create warmth and intrigue within an outfit. And throughout the years, it has mostly been done using items that are worn on the top half of the body. So items like your jackets, sweaters, and shirts. It's a very unique way of showing intricate details and attributes of an outfit, basically transforming it from a good outfit to a great outfit. So in today's video, we're going to discuss some of the laws that I think are essential when it comes to perfecting the art of layering. Now, bear in mind that fashion is subjective, so today we will cover points that are insightful regardless of the type of style you're into. For those of you that are new here, don't forget to subscribe, and if you guys like this video by any chance, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get started. Now, layering for most people is what essentially defines fall and winter fashion. It is a very interesting way of including both practicality and style within an outfit. The proper definition of layering is to wear several pieces of clothing on top of one another for warmth or protection against the cold winter. And what's important when it comes to layering is the ability to showcase the interesting elements of the items you have on, which mostly consist of the base layer, the mid layer, and the top layer. The idea of layering does seem like something that's fairly easy to do, but in reality it can get challenging, and that's mainly because it's more than just putting on random items. It's a skill, which is why I think it's important to understand these laws I'm about to give to you right now. So the first law you need to understand is that it's always better to layer from the thinnest layer to the thickest layer. Now, the main reason I feel like this point is important is because it's a very easy thing to do, especially if you want to be more intentional with your layering. This rule is actually one of the more practical ones you can do. It makes the process of layering a lot more comfortable and makes your outfits visually appealing. The best way to go about this rule is when you layer, you typically want your base layer to be a fabric that's lighter in weight than your mid and top layer. This essentially makes it easier to wear items that may be heavier. Now, there are exceptions to this rule, but having a heavy item as a base layer is something you rarely see, so I personally wouldn't recommend it. Next is to play around with patterns and textures. Now, one of the most beneficial things I think come with this particular law is the fact that it gives you a wide variety of styling options when it comes to personal styling, depending on the kind of textures you use, of course. In order for your layering to be visually appealing, you have to use different textures for different layers. And one way I think you can go about it is to avoid zipping or buttoning up the top layer and let the patterned or textured layer poke out. When you have textured layers underneath, it will draw a lot of attention to that particular part of the outfit, allowing it to seem and feel a lot more intentional. Now, this rule does work for both menswear and womenswear, but obviously women tend to have a lot more options when it comes to items of clothing. But even though that's the case, I still think it can be pulled off tastefully in menswear as well. Which brings me on to the next point, and that is color coordination. This basically refers to using color to balance the tonal structure of your outfits. Now, there are many videos online on how to use the color wheel and which colors actually go together, but realistically I don't really think the average person uses the color wheel, and that's because I think it takes a lot more time and effort than it actually should. So one way that I have found to be extremely effective when using color is to add a pop of color. This works by wearing an item that has a tonal or neutral base and then adding an item that's brighter in color. This isn't exactly limited to only one specific item. A pop of color can be a jacket, a shirt, a bag, or even a pair of shoes. The aim is to ensure that your outfit isn't dulled down by the tonal elements of it. Instead, add that one colorful item to draw attention to it, because sometimes that item can be the missing piece to improving your layering. And then from there, you can then move on to more complex color coordinations. Next is to pay attention to the details. Now, the details basically refer to the minor accessories added to your outfit to give it a sense of flair and personality. And again, these things can be things like your bags, your timepieces, your ties, or even your jewelry. Basically anything you consider an accessory. One of the things I've grown to appreciate about adding accessories is how they inspire creativity within an outfit. They give you a chance to decide on how you can personally style and add intricate details to each section of an outfit. Now, details don't only refer to accessories, but they can also be found in how an item is made as well. Some of these include the material used, the zip, the color, or even the proportions of your item. These points may seem small at first, but when you take the time to pay attention to them, you definitely won't set yourself aside from what the majority of people are wearing. And the last point is to balance your proportions accordingly. Now when it comes to layering, adjusting your proportions basically refers to understanding the thickness and length of your items in a way that's both comfortable and stylish when putting on an outfit. Now one of the best ways I think you can balance your proportions is by knowing exactly where you want each layer to sit on your body. There are some people that prefer to have the base layer cropped and the top and mid layer to have a bit of length. And there are others that like to have both the base and top layer to have a bit of a crop, giving both outfits a sense of intentionality behind them. Truth be told, the more clothes you wear, the more difficult it is to stay comfortable. When you put on too many clothes, the layers inside tend to feel suffocating, and sometimes things like the sleeves and collars tend to move around as well. Which is why it is very important to understand the size and fit of your items. Make sure you do it in a way that works for your specific body type, because by doing that, you will be able to wear your clothes tastefully without the restrictions of discomfort. But anyway guys, that is basically it from me today. Let me know your thoughts on today's video and if there are any laws you guys think I missed. But as always, I really hope you guys liked today's video and found it informative. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.